Your weekend at Effy's never has to end. Join us on the Patreon and get access to all the bonuses. I'm talking extra episodes, early access, fun furry friends, merch discounts, and wait, is that unique art coming right to my house in the mail? There are so many ways to support. Just go to weekendateffys.com. Join the club, hang out with everybody, ask the questions you want to ask of the podcast, and see how much more Weekend at Effy's you can fit into your life. There's so much there, and you're going to love it. And it's the only way to support Effy on Patreon. Weekendateffys.com. Come hang out. It's Minions Mania here at Weekend at Effy's. We're going to talk about a 4-day weekend where I overcome the odds, meet legends, and handle business. And we're also going to talk about all the movies we've seen this week. And you may disagree with some of it. You may love some of it, but I hope that it ends up with you seeing Minions and Monsters in theaters now. Banana! It's Weekend at Effy's. Do you know what I'm talking about? The good news? The World Health Organization has said, hantavirus, it's over. It's been effectively destroyed, the hantavirus. Now we're
over?
We're halfway through 2026. We've already defeated hantavirus. And, you know, this weekend, obviously people who are on the Patreon at weekendateffys.com are going to get to see, this a little bit early.
Yeah.
But...
yeah,
of
course.
I want to go ahead and make predictions for our great nation and the 250th birthday of the country they're calling America. Now, this weekend, big Don J. Trump, who is currently the president, is going to be speaking on the stage in Washington, D.C., and it's going to be heat index of 108 degrees. He is 80 years old. He is melting. I want to make a prediction here on the show that the speech will be cut short. I don't think he's going to die by any means. I also do think that by next week, when this releases, and I've had boo-boo on my face. That's what old people used to say, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you got boo-boo on your face. Mitch McConnell is dead. Now, you remember when I predicted that Rudy Giuliani was dead, and then he responded to me and said he was not?
Well, someone responded to you.
Someone responded, and I still haven't seen him in public. But Mitch McConnell, that guy's dead, for sure. That guy's died like 8 times on camera. And, like, you've seen those videos where he just goes flat.
Yeah.
He just goes, he's done.
Yeah.
With it being the beginning of July... like I said, we've been halfway through the year. So I've just been reflecting a lot on, what 2026 looks like. And I want to say this. Congratulations. You're doing some new work.
Yeah.
We don't have to go into details, but I do think the second half of this year is going to go better for you than the first half.
Yeah.
I have a strong feeling that that's what's happening. And also, the second half of the year, I think, is going to go well for me. I just finished the intro to my mom's book, which will be out October 1st.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty crazy stuff.
Wow.
So we're going to be setting up some media meet and greets at bookstores surrounding the shows that I'm doing within wrestling. And hopefully y'all can come meet my mom and read this book. It's a pretty wild book, Peter, and I think people are going to be into it. Also, I got to say, we're in a strange time of it's so hot, and I just want to let everybody know I don't think that's going to get it doesn't seem like we're in a position to do much about it, but it does seem like it's going to get hotter over time. So one thing I want to do is be positive about it. Okay? So let's think of some fun activities for our listeners when it's really, really hot, right? Some new things they can do.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you know this. If you're out in the sun for like a really long time and sweaty and dehydrated, it can actually be a cheaper form of drugs. So you can maintain sobriety while also going into a lucid fit of visual turmoil for free.
Right.
Just by laying out in the sun or being in the sun too long. Is that something you've been familiar with before?
No, I mean, there's been times where I've gotten too hot, for sure.
Yeah. Was it fun?
No, I wouldn't say so.
But it was free.
It was free.
Yeah, it's it's not. I went to the gym today, and I was just like, "Oh, it'll be fine to walk to the gym today because
Right.
that's like good cardio
Right.
and it's sunny." And by the time I got there, I had soaked through my whole it's literally it's a half-mile walk to the MARTA, and I take the MARTA, and then it's a half-mile walk to the gym.
Yeah.
Just walking a mile,
Yeah.
I was soaked through my
Yeah.
clothes, and I'm getting little shivers of it now, thinking about how hot it was out there. And then also being in the MARTA, there's no air conditioning down there. They spent.
No.
I need America.
No,
I
they're
need the
still
world
running
to
those
know.
fans.
It's been 6 months probably of them doing construction, and it's been $130 million, which is the figure. They have not even put the new trains out yet. They have not fixed all the gates yet. I will say it is funny that you started working closer to the house because today is when they got the gates up. By the time I'd come back from the gym, the gates had been smashed and broken. I saw clips online of people just running through the glass because they used real glass. And it's tempered glass, which, as people know, in the deathmatch world, you can tap it with something and it will just shatter into 1 trillion pieces.
Which is exactly what's happening.
Now, I don't know if you know this. It is one of the major problems with our oceans, but we are really good at making plastics into anything. And it just seems a little silly that you would use actual tempered glass on all of these doors. Yeah. Atlanta, this is a mismanagement of funds. And I hope, the MARTA trains are better and the AC starts working, but this is a disaster. And I think that we should start looking into who was possibly scamming the city of Atlanta into paying $130 million for what seems to just be a lot of bright orange tile.
Yes.
And shitty doors that are going to break every other week.
And a big boy photo shoot just to tie the whole thing together, where they went out of their way to make it look like he was riding the MARTA.
Yeah.
But it just looks like something that belongs in an episode of Atlanta, not the actual city.
Yeah, but the actual city is the show Atlanta.
True.
I will say also, I was looking up because, they have the screens that tell you when the trains are going to come. And it says, Big Boy welcomes you to Atlanta. Yeah. And I was just like, please just tell me when the eastbound train is coming. I don't need, it's so hot. And I don't need Big Boy to act like he's been through this. He hasn't been through this since 1994.
No. It's but they're trying to pass it off as if Outcast is broken up, Andre's playing the flute, and Big Boy has to take MARTA now.
Yeah, Big Boy has to take MARTA now. Now, I did actually have a very
which says everything about our public transit system, that it is not a joy to take MARTA. It is something that you do out of necessity.
You do it because you have to. I don't know. What's made me sad is people aren't as scared on the MARTA now because they're charging for it.
Yeah.
And I think a little bit of fear is good for almost everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, there's times when people will tell me oh, be careful at night, or, oh, you don't want to go to that part of town. And this isn't just Atlanta. This is everywhere. And what I've found is we have to keep scaring those people because then these areas are left more accessible for those of us that aren't scared of anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe we die. I don't know.
I've never been stabbed on the MARTA.
I've never been in a position where I've offended someone in a way where they would want to stab me. If they wanted to rob me, I would just give them everything because literally you just get a new card and then they cover I don't have cash. You think I have cash? As soon as I leave the airport, that cash has been deposited. The cash is gone. Peter, I also want to say before we get to the questions from our beautiful Patreon club, super club members who are getting access to all of the early interviews, and they're getting access to merch discounts, and they're getting access to mugs. I think one mug broke. We're going to get that handled. But they're getting cute prints. They're getting bonus content. They're getting our movie series where we're going to be discussing not only a new film from Movie John by Jim Jarmusch, but we're also going to be discussing other films such as and including Minions versus the Monsters, which I drug you to see.
Yeah.
And you loved it.
I did.
Imagine a world without Minions. I just can't. I can't. I love them. They're up to no good, but they're up to all the good. Okay, so what I was going to say is, if you're on the Patreon already, you know this, but there are a lot of interviews we haven't released yet. And the discussion this week was like, do we release an interview for the regular people, or do we keep telling them if they want to see these interviews early, they got to support the Patreon?
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Yeah.
You really, realistically, you could join the Patreon for 1 month and watch all the early interviews. But right now, we just dropped the episode with Poya Damar. It's incredible. But we have Carrie Morton. We have Rob Schitt. We have CPA. Who else do we got?
Jonathan Gresham?
Jonathan Gresham.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I can't believe this is big.
It's 5.
I have a great Jonathan Gresham story from this weekend that I think we will pay off eventually. Bebop has joined us between
He's
our
doing
legs.
that thing.
What?
He just birthed me.
Oh, yeah. I'm a little baby.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's just give him a look. Come here. Just look at him. Just look at him. He looks literally like a little baby who was just born. Oh, tuck them little legs. Oh, I'm a little baby. I was just born. Should they sign up for the Patreon, Bebop? Oh, they should. Weekend@Effys.com to sign up for the Patreon, where you also will get access to asking us questions here on the podcast. You can ask Peter questions.
Yeah.
You can ask me questions. You can ask both of us questions. We're going to have a lot of podcast discussion in this episode. We have a lot to talk about, Peter, but let's get to what the real matter is and talk to our beautiful Patreon members from weekend@Effys.com and see what the hell they've got to say about what's going on in the world.
Okay, this first one is from Kylie. Hi, Effy. Hi, Peter. I'm back. Had to drop the Patreon for a bit, but I'm happy to be back. My life has gotten so much better. I got the surgery I wanted and the job I mostly wanted, and I have a nice place to live anyways. Love you both. Have a wonderful day.
Heck yeah. Welcome back. And listen, don't ever be sad if you have to get rid of the Patreon for a little bit. It's not, we're not like holding you accountable for being there. We really appreciate your support, and I appreciate you coming back after the fact. And listen, I'm not going to say that you're going to get your dream job and everything's going to go well and you're going to get perfect surgery and be in great health. But, statistically right now, Kylie's saying that is something that can happen if you're a part of our Patreon. I guess you could also say that it happens if you leave the Patreon, because that seems to be like she's coming back,
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Go with the first one I said. Thank you, Kylie. Thank you for being here. And we're really excited to get all these new interviews to you.
This is from Julie.
Yes.
For Peter, as a fan of the state, will you be watching Gail Daughtry and the Celebrity Sex Pass? Are you aware of this movie?
No, I'm not aware of this movie even a little bit.
So this is David Wayne,
who filmed and recorded that Anne Hathaway movie Next to Your House.
Nope, that is incorrect.
No?
That was Michael Showalter.
What?
Yeah.
I thought it was David Wayne.
No, it was Michael Showalter.
Dude, that's two different people?
It's two different people. Both prominent members of the beloved comedy troupe, sketch comedy group, The State.
Including?
Michael Ian Black.
Yeah.
I'm going to forget a million names. Ken Marino.
Mm-hmm.
David Wayne.
Okay.
Michael Showalter.
Right.
And so many other people that I can't name off the top of my head right now.
No.
I've named the ones that I love, I think is what happened there. But
Bobby.
instead of being rude, let me pull this up.
He's refusing to get down.
Because I didn't name a single woman, which is
yeah, there's women. Is Janine Garofalo not involved? Or is that separate? Is that Wet Hot American Summer troupe? That's
okay,
different?
So Kevin Allison, Michael Ian Black, Robert Ben Garrett, Todd Holobeck, Michael Patrick John, Carrie Kennedy Silver, Thomas Logan. Oh, completely forgot about
Thomas
him.
Logan from both of those from Reno 911.
Yeah. Joe Laturgo, Ken Marino, Michael Showalter, and David Wayne.
Okay, perfect. That's a lot of people in a comedy group.
Yeah.
I got to say that, like, the economy...
1988 was when they started.
Yeah, the economy of the 90s was allowing you to have 12 members in your comedy group. Nowadays, if you have 2 or 3, it's like a little overkill. Like, you should just sort of do it on your own. But this is a movie about sex tapes?
So it is the hypothetical... If you ran into this celebrity, I would give you the pass to fuck them, but played out in an actual like, oh, but what if you did run into the person and then you just went ahead and went through with it because they wanted to fuck you too.
And this is out now?
I believe it's like hitting the film
Zoe
festival.
Deutsch from Minions?
So crazy cast here: Zoe Deutsch, John Hamm, Carrie Kenny, Richard Kind, John Slattery, Ken Marino, Tom Lennon, Liturgo's back, and Weird Al, Michael Ian Black, Penn Jillette,
Fred Melamed.
Oh my God, that's incredible!
What a guy!
What a cast! Yeah.
What a cast! All right, well, I guess we're watching it. Sounds good.
Yeah, I saw that David Wayne was doing a Reddit AMA about the movie, and I had to go look up the director to make sure because I do want to eventually be able to ask Michael Showalter if he was in my laundry room or not.
Yeah.
Just so I can confirm from the other end of what my experience was while they were shooting. What was it? The Idea of You?
The Idea of You.
One Direction fan fiction Anne Hathaway movie.
But who was the boy in that?
The He-Man.
Nicholas Galitzine?
Yeah.
I just want to say something about him real quick. Some people are allowed to queerbait. Okay? Some of y'all, and this is, you may be asking yourself, when am I allowed to queerbait, right? Pride Month is over. We have to move forward. He-Man, you know what they should have called He-Man? He-Man. Okay? If you're really hot and have a gay haircut, you can queerbait.
Yeah.
But if you're not hot and you queerbait, it's unattractive. Okay? So if you're unattractive, you can't be attractive. But if you're attractive, you can trick me into thinking you're gay, and I'll go see that movie. Is that what people want to hear right now? Is that what people want to hear in the time and age of our false Instagram lifestyle posts?
Do you think Henry and James were lovers or were they just friends?
No, they're fully lovers.
Yeah.
They're saying Minions,
do you think
core.
the actors that played Henry and James are...
It's one man. It's one man, Peter, who is all Minions. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. What's his name? Mr. Minion?
Mr. Minion.
Mr. Minion, thank you so much.
I figured it out.
What?
They're French.
No, they're not.
No, they're French.
They're not.
No, that explains everything about them. They're French.
They're not.
They're French.
I'm Peter. The history of the Minions was put in front of you yesterday, and the fact is, as they searched for Big Boss,
so they're Italian then
throughout history
because they started in Greece.
As they searched for the Big Boss throughout history, they picked up small parts of every culture.
They're Italian.
They're Italian. They're Spanish. They're French. They're American.
Chinese.
They're Southern. They're Chinese. There are a lot of things. They are not. Hold up. They are not. Minions are not, and will never be German. They were in a cave, frozen, during that time period.
Is that true?
That is what the director has said. Is that during that time period there was an accident. The Minions were frozen.
Is that canon within the Minionverse?
Yes.
There's a movie that has them frozen in a cave during.
Yes. They were not present
anytime
for
between the 1920s to the 1960s.
1939 to 1946, all Minions were frozen, effectively solid.
For those
and outside
exact
of the
years,
world,
there wasn't like a
Yes,
broader
because
window of
incident,
time.
because of the incident.
Because
they were frozen in a cave.
What do you think? Speaking of things that are frozen, what do you think about the new Ice Age?
Let it go, let
It's
it go.
Wrong
What?
franchise, wrong studio, wrong everything.
You're not going to see it with me?
The new Frozen?
No, the new Ice Age.
You started singing Frozen.
Yeah, because I was trying to make a joke like Frozen, let it go, like
Yeah.
Ice Age, like we're past it.
Right.
Like
Gotcha.
we're past
Yeah.
the use of an Ice Age. Does that make sense?
Yeah. You don't think it's going to be more relevant than ever as a... That's a good cool off activity.
What do you mean cool off activity?
go
It's
see
about
Ice
global
Age.
warming. It's about the global warming.
What's it called? Burnout?
Global
Time's
warming meltdown. Isn't it
Meltdown?
called global meltdown?
Global meltdown?
Because the ice is melting.
Uh,
Is Queen Latifah back? 100%, right?
Ice Age Greenland Migration.
Ice Age Greenland 2. Ice Age Titanic. This is Ice Age 7 or 6?
Oh, I don't know about that.
It's 2027.
Boiling Point.
Boiling Point.
They could have picked a name that doesn't. It's just odd
He's
to
gone.
say Boiling Point.
Because they're talking about what's happening to our damn Earth, our precious
It is
Earth.
the 6th installment, main installment in the Ice Age film series, and is a sequel to Collision Course.
A lot of people are saying the only movie that compares cast-wise is Shrek.
Yeah.
And I just want to say Ice Age is a Shrek
But Shrek
clone.
doesn't have Ray Romano.
I'm Ray Romano. I don't get emotional about anything.
He's the squirrel?
No, he's the main mammoth, and he's married to Queen Latifah, who's the woman
mammoth's
mammoth.
the main character?
Yes.
Who's
Dennis Leary is the saber-tooth tiger. Have you not watched Ice Age films? John Leguizamo as Sid the Sloth?
That's cute.
Oh, my God.
Who's Simon Pegg play?
I'm sure some kind of dumb beaver-looking thing, like a proto-mammal. I don't fucking know. God. Let's just
So he wasn't in any of the other ones?
Yeah, he was probably in the 5th. I didn't see the 5th because it just wasn't...
You're defensive.
Peter, I'm frustrated that you have...
Why would I see these movies?
That you have completely closed your mind until last night to the fact that animated film is peak cinema.
Yeah.
Okay? Minions, peak cinema.
Oh,
you won't even watch Turning Red with me. You didn't want to see Toy Story 5 with me. You don't want to see Frozen 2 with me.
I have not turned you down on Turning Red.
Have you even seen Coraline?
I've seen Coraline.
Okay. Well, then grow up and watch some more movies. Watch some animated movies.
What? But you...
What?
It's...
What?
It's annoying for you to
What?
say grow up and watch animated movies when you have massive blind spots in your animated catalog.
I do not.
Okay.
All right.
Tell me what you thought about Akira when you saw it.
That's not a massive blind spot. That's a different genre of movie.
That's not a different genre of movie.
It is.
It's an animated movie.
Technically.
So what is it then?
It's a manga.
No, it's not.
It's a manga.
A manga is a book.
Then what's a mongoose?
It's an animal, a mammal.
Okay, but a manga visually reads different. It's like what's the one with the big old giant people? Attack on Titan?
Yeah, but Akira is not a serialized show. Akira is a movie.
I think there's something.
Akira has a set limit.
It's like going to see a who's the guy who's always talking about food and Hot Pockets?
Jim Gaffigan.
Jim Gaffigan. So one thing that they do in American animated cinema that the Japanese don't quite understand because they want everything to be real serious. I'm thinking about Princess Mononoke, which is a beautiful film. It's not an animated film, right? Like it might be a film that's animated. It's not an animated film.
What's Totoro then?
It's like a fantasy. Peter, they just fall into different categories for me.
No, they don't.
They do.
No, they don't.
They do.
No, they don't.
It's just like
Why?
Okay, because
What
Peter, the bigger
Miyazaki
picture-
movies have you seen?
I've seen a lot of Miyazaki movies.
Okay.
They're made
You've seen
for
Spirited Away?
Yes.
Okay. You don't count that as
No, because the point I'm making is that an animated movie is supposed to be for kids, wink, wink, for adults. And if you're just making a
Spirited Away
movie,
is 100% for kids.
it's not.
Yes, it is.
I'm not showing
Yes,
that to
it
a
is.
5-year-old, and they're
Yes,
going to
it
understand
is.
it. You have
Yes,
to be an
it
adult
is.
to understand those
It's about
films.
understanding the complex relationship between yourself and your parents. That's what that entire movie is about.
Yeah, and I'm not taking a 5-year-old to see that. They
You
don't
don't think
care.
you would have benefited from having some like?
I don't think I would have paid attention, but I think the kids will pay attention to Minions, and then we as adults can see the deeper
okay,
meaning.
here's the problem with this new Minions movie is that it is going to get so many kids
Mm-hmm.
into just bullshit, obscene film culture to where
Yeah.
they have the fucking brain rot that you and I do when it comes to this stuff.
Okay.
And they're all going to become little filmmakers enjoying the film industry, and it's
This sounds good.
okay.
This sounds actually like a good thing.
Maybe
I'm
it's
just
good.
saying that there is something specifically about movies made for kids that does not fall into that Miyazaki category for me. Like every time I've ever seen a Miyazaki movie in theaters, be it new or old, it's just me and like 15 virgins like that are over the age of 35. It's not for kids. It never was for
Okay.
kids. In Japan, maybe you take the kids there because they're educated.
What
In
about
America,
what
we
about
need
the
Minions.
raccoons with the balls?
Those are Tanukis.
That's for kids.
That is not for
Yeah.
kids. Those are
Yes, they-
testicle tanukis. Tanusicles. Do you understand this? Do you understand? Do you understand the point I'm making? You're not going to agree with the point I'm making, and it's fine.
What about Kiki's Delivery Service? That's not a movie for kids.
Can we talk about Porco Rossi?
Yeah, that movie fucking rips.
Okay, that
That
movie.
cigarette smoking pig.
Yeah.
Voiced by Michael
That
Keaton.
movie's for kids.
No, okay.
And the rest of them don't fall in that category.
All right.
Don't tell me you're going to put on, Shrek and then put on Akira for your kids. Akira is strictly for people over the age of
Akira's
27.
A little rough.
You know what I mean? Like, it's animated, but it's like, oh yeah, all the 7-year-olds were watching the Animatrix. Yeah, no, that's a different genre of film. You may have drawn the pictures.
All right.
I'm sorry. I don't want to be right. Peter, I don't want to be right.
Okay, whatever.
I don't want to be right.
Sure.
I want to be wrong.
Uh-huh.
I want to go, you know what? You're right. They're all delightful.
Okay.
But you're not going to tell me The Boy and the Heron is for children.
It's not.
It's not for children. And I'm talking about animated films that they're for kids. But then you see it as an adult and you go, oh, I'm glad they threw some stuff in here for me. Glad they threw this in here for me.
Yeah. Like Hollywood has a monster problem.
Yeah, like Minions. Listen, shout out Minions for setting up. I mean, not only we could go on. I could go on about Minions and monsters for 31
Let's just do
hours.
it. Let's do it at the end of the episode. Let's just.
Okay, we'll do it at the end of the episode. First, I have to kind of go through my weekend because here's one thing I've noticed. All right, this isn't for the viewer necessarily, and really, I'm not sure what it is anymore. Okay. Because what I'm saying is I really enjoy week to week getting to tell you all the weird shit I've done.
Yeah.
And now it's like I have to kind of compress it into like one episode when it's happening, when really I'm like, I got so much to talk about. This weekend I wrestled 4 days in a row. Do you understand that is not it doesn't feel good on my body?
Yeah.
But it's like for
I can
my
tell
soul.
you've been in more pain.
You can tell?
Mm-hmm.
In what way?
That's just your demeanor and energy and,
I am in severe pain, Peter, and it's fine. It's something I've gotten used to, and then I was not in pain for a minute, and now I think my recovery time's better. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But my arms do keep going numb when I sleep at night. You think that's good?
No.
You think I should check that out?
Probably.
Think I should check with my health insurance provider? Yeah, as if. I just want to start here with what I did Friday because as I explained it to people, I feel like they were not fucking as impressed as they should have been with what I literally accomplished. And let me just pace it out for you. When I was, I believe this was the beginning of 2018. This was like January, February 2018. So 8 years ago, I wrestled a 10-year-old named Izzy, who was a Bailey superfan who had been featured on NXT programming throughout the time because she was such a big fan of the wrestler Bailey, and they would show her on screen, and she inspired Bailey. And then when Bailey turned heel, she made her cry. And so her parents came to me, and she came to me because we knew each other from the local Florida scene, and said, Effy, we've seen you wrestle. You are very safe and awesome. We would love for you to have like a fun exhibition with our daughter. She's just been doing roles in training, but this will be really fun. Fast forward, a lot of people had a lot to say after I wrestled this girl. I was told before I wrestled her that I would be blacklisted from the industry. I was told before I wrestled her that I would be unable to be booked ever again, that I'd be ruining her life. Turns out the real issue of the whole thing was that they had devoted programming to this young girl and were hopeful that they could use that later to get her first match and debut her. And really, I took that out from under them. And so instead of admitting that I was a literal genius and ahead of my time. And shout out Joey Janela, who wrestled a 14-year-old this year at Spring Break. I think it's awesome. I think it's great. I think we should beat up more kids. But 2018, I did fight a 10-year-old girl. And let's go back to the moment that caused all the problem was when I gave her a choke slam, right? Because everybody said, oh, it's dangerous. She hit her head. She hit this. Well, she shouldn't have no-sold the choke slam immediately after and then tagged out of the match. And then at the end, what do you think happened at the end of the match? That's right. I was defeated for the championship, and she won, and we hugged, and her grandma high-fived me. And now, almost 9 years later, 8.5 years later, I'm given the chance at Freelance Wrestling, where I've been wrestling for a very long time. I took a little break from Freelance for about 18 months. You know, this was during my championship reign. This was during a lot of things. And I've returned, and I was given the chance to now wrestle her at the age of 9. I think she just turned 19. So she was like about to turn 11. She just turned 19. And we had a very intense, crazy match. But Peter, why is this so crazy? Because not only is she still here wrestling 8.5 years later, the guy you said was going to get blacklisted for fighting a child is not only not blacklisted, but is literally the number one queer wrestler in the world, is literally number 42 on the PWI, is literally a cultural phenomenon. And every single person that talks shit about me fighting a 10-year-old, you want to know what happened, Peter? They all shake my fucking hand now, and they tell me they love my work, and they tell me I'm an awesome star, and I've worked so hard, and I'm crazy, and I'm wild, and I'm fun. And so I have to say this to everyone, and you know who you are. We can be friends now. You know who you are. If you had shit to say about Effy, thank you. Because all it did was fill my fucking inbox. All it did was put me in high demand. And to all the young wrestlers out there, I want to say this. Not as young as 10, maybe. But to the young wrestlers, I want to say this. Think in your mind right now, the top stars of wrestling that you know from history. And that may go all the way back to a Roddy Piper or a Stone Cold or a Hulk Hogan. Any of these names, even The Rock, John Cena, Randy Orton, they weren't concerned with following the rules, and you little cuck boys are listening to idiots constantly listening to these absurd, stupid rules put in place by fat virgins who are sitting around doing nothing in the wrestling industry but cucking around with their little action figures, okay? So look at me. Don't listen to these idiots. Live within your spells. Live within what you do. Live within your idea of what wrestling is, because all of them have had to tail back on their dumbass words. All of them have had to come to me, whether they liked it or not, and said, "Oh, Effy, we're such big fans now, and we're so great." Or in the case of the man who I won't even name here, in the case of that man who is still cucking young superstars left and right, pulling them off of shows, causing them to miss bookings, causing them to be devalued, and then throwing them to the side as soon as he's done. That guy is still around like a cockroach, and guess what, baby? He probably still will be, but you don't have to listen to these people. There's a whole world out there. There's a whole world of wrestling that doesn't need their permission. And there's a lot of people who enjoy the wrestling that lives outside that permission as well. So yeah, on Friday night, I fought a 19-year-old girl. She gave me a black eye. She beat my ass. She chokeslammed me, and she kneed me in the face. And what happened? Once again, I lost, and I made a fucking superstar out of her, because in a house like Freelance, in the Logan Square Auditorium, sold out, standing room only, sweaty as it's ever been, I'm a god. And for me to go out there and put on the performance I needed to put on and make sure she was the only person who was being chanted for, and she was shown to be a true superstar, that is marvelous. And now to do it 8.5 years after being told I would never be wrestling again. You fools can chew on your own cud before you think that Effy will ever listen to any of you. See, I'm getting fired up. I'm getting really fired up. And I'm very proud of myself. And I will continue to do that. And I will continue to perform at a high level. And I will continue to beat up children if I am booked to do so. But Izzy, I'm so glad we got to close the chapter. You should never wrestle me again. You should never be around me again. And many superstars will avoid being around Effy, and I get it. But it's because you're destined for great things, so they say, right? We have to maintain the cleanliness of being a professional wrestler, the yes sir and saluting. And if that's what's ahead for you, then do not come near me. But if you want to be a real pro wrestler who's an outlaw, who doesn't ask permission from these fucking losers, then yeah, come on, let's go. Let's fight. That was just Friday, Peter. You see how fired up I am about this?
Yeah.
I care about this shit.
Yeah.
And I also have proven, imagine how many matches I've had since they told me I wasn't going to have any more matches. I never worked for a TV company. I might not ever. I mean, I am on Tubi and Comet via NWA coming up soon. Shout out my new buddy, Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins. You know him?
Yeah.
I'm going to be in Philly on the 25th for the number one contendership to the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship, and I will bring the glory back to that title, and it will be beautiful. Now, Saturday, I had to fly out very early flew to Boston, and then I drove to Everett, Massachusetts, where I was wrestling on the Blitzkrieg Pro Luau. And I want to say this. They got a little screwed on their venues, and so they had to go to a different venue. Peter, I wrestled in the Backrooms Mall, is what it felt like. This is a mall. It had one open business, which was like a brewery with a restaurant. Everything else was closed. We were in the middle of this mall. Not one store was open. They had to ungate the bathrooms for us. And it held a wrestling show with a lot of people. I think at one point in the night, they even tried to turn the lights off and be done with us. And then we turned the lights back on and kept going until 12:30 at night. I actually got a full night's rest after that. And luckily, my ride provisions were taken care of by the lovely Nolan and Mark from Counter-Strike, a new tag team in the region. So shout out the guys who actually drive me around and help me out.
Yeah, totally.
Because
I do real quick have to ask you, was there anyone at that show that had a pirate gimmick?
No, but they should have. Yeah, they definitely should have. And we probably should have brought some more weird furniture out. I did have a crazy 4-way match. So it was me, CPA, whose episode you can listen to at weekendateffys.com, Core Kid Javi, who used to be at NXT, and now he's out here with me. Shout out, Core Kid Javi.
I don't think we because the episode hasn't come out yet, but I was coming home, and CPA was already at the house, ready to record. And I walked up and I saw him outside smoking a cigarette and thought it was you.
Yeah.
And immediately was just like, oh, smoking cigarettes now, are we? And that was my first introduction to CPA.
Yeah, I'm glad y'all ran into each other like that.
And I did have a moment where we were setting up for the podcast earlier where my brain had an absolute conniption and I went, Effy didn't interview himself. What's going on here? And I went, oh, it's the CPA episode.
Did we look that much alike on camera?
I don't know.
Just bearded boys.
My brain is not functioning
Shout out
correctly
CPA.
during this retro.
Listen to that.
But
I have some new interviews we're going to be announcing very soon that we'll probably record next week, but we're getting a little crazy. And I think we're going to get even crazier. I'm going to talk about some other stuff in a second about how crazy it gets. But Sunday I had to do something that it's difficult, okay? And that is hide in the basement of the Ridgefield Park Mecca Knights of Columbus Hall for roughly 9 hours.
Oh, God.
Well, yeah, about 9 hours because I had come in to be a surprise replacement in the championship match against Charles Mason at PWJ. I got to see Eddie Kingston again.
What does PWJ stand for?
Pro Wrestling Junkie. They also help do a lot of my trading cards. So they kind of do trading cards, and they're doing shows now as well. And I was the surprise main event against Charles Mason. It got crazy. I made out with CPA the night before in the ring, and then I made out with Charles Mason the next night in the ring. And that was going really well until he started biting my lip off. Like, there's still, like, a mark inside my lip, which, like, I have this...
Yeah, super permanent.
I
lip love tattoo. That the selling point on the lip tattoos was
It'll be
gone in a year.
Yeah. Imagine being 19 and on your way to a Cobra Starship concert and you get a lip tattoo that says party, and now you're 36 and men are trying to bite your lips off. Party. Honestly, I'm glad the tattoo stayed, because what if that tattoo had faded and I had faded into a corporate life? You know what I mean? No, the party's here forever. I'm a fantasy person now. Okay. Now, I tried my best to beat up Charles Mason. There was a period where I was pile driven onto a chair, onto the floor, and Alley Cat started laughing in the background. So, that didn't feel great necessarily, but thank God.
So it would be pile driven, not pile drove?
Why?
No, I'm just wondering.
I mean, it could be either.
Yeah.
It could be either.
Yeah.
I pile drove him. I was pile driven.
I was pile driven.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't pile drive to the store. I was pile driven there. I'm calling my Uber to pile drive me to Target. Okay.
Stupid.
It is.
I'm grabbing this dog.
Yeah, grab this dog. But shout out Gil with PWJ and all the squad there. It was really actually fun because I got to chat with a lot of people, And the next day was actually going to be the most insane of the weekend because it was the very first. Now get that little baby over here. Lucy, come here. Lucy, come here. You see this? You see this dog? She's beautiful. We've had both dogs here. She's very precious. She's very precious. So Monday was the very first produce show in New York. And it was very hot and in Brooklyn. And I went and had some lamb halal before the show. And then I got there at the right time. I knew I was getting there early for a reason. There was a lot of cool things going on in the show. But the fact is, Abel Ferrara was why I was there early. And so at 3 o'clock, Abel and Abel's band played a 1 hour set as a sound check.
That's so sick.
And I talked to the keyboard player who I actually knew from other things. Like we know each other. And I said, how many times have you gotten to like rehearse with Abel Ferrara? And he said, oh, that's our only rehearsal that we've had. And I was like, you guys rock. This is awesome. I took it. Now I'm kind of looking around and talking to wrestlers, and I don't want to out them as losers, right? But a lot of them were unfamiliar with the history of Abel Ferrara. And I just wanted to talk to him a little bit, and I want to give you a few lines that he dropped. This is the top line, and I'm going to start big. He's holding a bottle of Evian sparkling water, and it is in a glass bottle. Okay? And he says, it's unbelievable how I went from doing cocaine and dope to now I got to get the Evian sparkling water in a glass bottle so the microplastics don't get in. And was just kind of throwing the it's very different being an old man now compared to the life I was living. And he was like, you guys are probably having a crazy time. And he's looking at guys who are just into physical fitness and vitamins and maybe peptides. It's not, nobody there's yeah, we're going crazy. But then we started talking about movies, obviously. And he said, did you see the new Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movie? I said, yeah. You talking about the Smashing Machine? And he goes, yeah. He goes, what an incredible film. You could barely tell it was Dwayne. I said this genuinely, I really like the parts of that film that were just kind of stuck on a scene for 4 or 5 seconds too long, and it was really uncomfortable. And he's like, that's the best part. That's the part you go for. And I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. So later in the night, I said, Abel, do you know who that is in the ring right now? He said, no. I said, it's Nick fucking Gage. It's the king of deathmatch. And he goes, well, tell me about him. And I said, Abel, he was once in a deathmatch tournament, and he died in the helicopter for 6 minutes on the way to the hospital, and they revived him. He came back to life. And then he kept deathmatch wrestling. And you know what else, Abel? He said, what? I said, after that, he robbed a bank. And then he went to Atlantic City, and he started gambling all night and going wild. And he had to go to jail for a long time. And you know what he did after? He was released, and he still came back the king of deathmatch wrestling. And now he's overcome a lot of things. He's in a whole new journey in his life. He's had a lot of tragedy around him, but he's here, and the fans drive him to keep being the king of deathmatch wrestling. And the sparkle in this man's eye. I feel like I'm not surprised in the next year or two if Nick Gage is cast in something and Abel decides to return to the camera and bring out a new film, because it was like he had just seen a ghost and knew that he was this is a real person. This is a guy. But second to that, I was told by the promoter, Adam Abdullah, after I was kind of telling him that, I was like, me and Abel just talked about Nick Gage for a while. And he goes, you saw him during your match, right? And I was like, no. He was he was running all around the crowd to get shots of you and Mance in this match against Mad Dog and Beastman. He's just running through the crowd. And then I was like, well, can I get a picture with him? And he was like, no, he's gone. And I go, well, where'd he go? He lives in New York, right? No, he does not live in New York. Do you want to know where Abel Ferrara lives? The king of New York. Do you want to know where the king of New York, Phil Cinema, lives? He lives in Rome. And they said he's already left and he's gone to Rome.
Of course.
Incredible.
Of course.
That you're like, nah, I'm already the king of New York. I'm going to go get a vacation spot in Rome. And he went back to Rome. Now,
where the Minions are from.
I think the Minions go back deeper in time than you,
You
can
don't think
imagine.
they're going to pop up in that Chris Nolan movie?
Have you ever heard of Genghis Khan? Maybe you've seen the John Wayne movie.
Yeah.
They were definitely working for that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You think Genghis could kill that many people?
Yeah.
That's Minions' hands are all over that. And I'm not saying those people deserve to die, but I trust who the Minions kill. I've seen who they kill.
The biggest big boss.
Big boss. Big boss. We need big boss. Banana. Le Dick. Oh my God, I love them. I love the Minions. I just want to be in a Minions movie. Just let me be a Minion. All the Minions I know. You're doing all the Minions, it's fine. I can be maybe like a Binion or a Bunion. What is that? On your foot? Like when you get a Bunion?
Yeah. Paul Bunyan.
Now, the match itself was crazy. They have a yellow card, red card system in Produce.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a point in our match where, shout out ref Adam Galt, who I also saw breakdancing that night during some segment. We all got yellow carded at once. So I guess what happened is Beastman did bite me because he's a fucking freak. And then I can't say that because I did bite his wiener right after that, like full on, because I was in pain and I was like, oh, screw you, dude. And so I just like bit. I just like chomped it. And then I got kicked in the face by Mad Dog, but then Mance poked his eyes, and then they both nut kicked each other, and we all got yellow cards. And then it got really crazy, and somebody got red cards. I don't really remember what happened at the end because I got pile driven on my head, which has happened a lot this weekend. I really got to watch out for that. But I will say all the people at Produce were given oranges. And so I, like, from the moment I walked in, I just started eating these oranges. And by that, I mean, I would just grab an orange out of someone's hand and just chew through the full thing and then squeeze the orange juice all over my face. But I guess at some point, one of those guys punched me and it cut my lip a little bit. Because at the end, when I got pile driven, I was like, oh, I need vitamin C. Burns. The most pain of my life.
Oof.
Yeah, so don't get pile driven and cover yourself in orange juice. Shout out Produce. This is huge because in less than 2 weeks, they are having another show on the 16th of July. And I'm going to be wrestling FKA Darren Young, the man known as Fred Rosser, who was the first WWE superstar to come out while he was actively a WWE superstar. And so for the first time, now I've booked Fred Rosser to wrestle Karam at a Big Gay Brunch in Los Angeles. I think it was Big Gay Brunch 7 maybe 6. I don't know.
I watched whichever one that was because I remember this.
Yeah, it was a good one. It was a great one. But now we're actually going to fight for the first time. And you know, I cut a promo and everything, but I kind of had to think on it because we're both gay men. But in my opinion, like, I'm a gay wrestler and he's a wrestler who's gay. And so with this match, I just want to kind of go in and say, all right, I know how to be Effy. I know what Effy tricks work. I don't want to use any of them. I don't want to use any of the Effy tricks. I think I'm just going to go be a wrestler. And I think I'm just going to wrestle this man like we're two men wrestling because I don't think he's going to fall for any of that stuff. If I have any kind of chance against Fred Rosser, who's with New Japan Pro Wrestling right now, that chance is going to be through actually wrestling him because I'll tell you what, a lot of these straight guys, they're pretty easy to trick and flip on their heads and, you know, beat up. But the gay guys know all the tricks. And so, you know, as we approach a match like that, that's a first time ever, that's a big match, you know, number one gay in the world versus the one who could have been. It's going to be a crazy battle. I hope that it is bruisingly painful for me. I hope that we can both work through whatever we've got to work through. And then hopefully after I beat Fred Rosser, we can form some kind of gay super duo tag team like when Stone Cold and Triple H shook hands and made a whole scene. We'll see if this is the only time we touch or if the New Gay Bullet Club can do what it's supposed to do. And I am head-to-head with him in the Gay One Climax next year because I should be the Gay One that climaxes. And I think I have a chance to prove against Fred Rosser that not only am I just a Gay One for the Gay One Climax, the New Japan tournament, I'm also the one, and I can do anything. So I'm ready for it. What a wonderful show. What a great time with Produce. And I look forward to many more shows. We have the Taiga Style show, which is the one on the 16th that Lee Moriarty is producing. And then the next one after that is going to be a Rocky Romero produced show who is tight with the New Japan crew. So we're just going to see how much power the New Gay Bullet Club has, because I think that we're going to be able to overtake. Two fist me, bro. If you don't know the official hand sign of the New Gay Bullet Club, it's two fist me, okay? So just, if you see me in public, give me a two fist. Two fist me. It's the New Gay Bullet Club. It's not the old straight Bullet Club. They said, get rid of that. That's not making any money. And that's why I said New Gay Bullet Club. It's new. It's gay. It's not a wrestling thing. It's just something that inspires my wrestling, because it's a gang, and we commit violent acts against people who are homophobic, transphobic, and misogynistic. And I'm also a character. So anything I say can't be used in a court of law. And if you don't join the New Gay Bullet Club soon, if people don't start signing up for the New Gay Bullet Club soon, I'm taking hostages. Okay? I'm taking hostages, and, they might even be hostages you like. Maybe I say if you sign up for New Gay Bullet Club, then I will take even more hostages, like people you don't like. So we'll see where this goes. We'll see how far I can push the line of parody law while speaking true facts, while speaking falsely as Effy. I don't know. What do you think, Peter? You think I'm going to get in trouble?
No, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm 100% going to be fine. It's going to be great. And then after that, guess what I did, Peter? I came home, and I thought it was Monday, because I've been wrestling for so many days that I didn't know what day it is. And I could tell I was destroyed because I just slept all day, Peter.
Yeah.
All day. And it was beautiful.
Do you want to talk about the other celebrity that made an appearance at the produce show?
Wait, which one?
Yours truly. I was in the show.
Oh, you were in the show. Now, okay, actually, you brought up a great point, but you were in the show. Okay, if people haven't seen it yet, the video dropped of, it's my character spotlight for produce.
Yeah.
And everyone I've showed it to has been like, this is not a wrestling character spotlight. And I'm like, oh, yeah. So shout out Robert Peak. If you haven't seen it yet, it is sort of like the outside of the podcast official introduction to you in the kayfabe lore. And I got to say, you look fucking hot, and you look cool, and you look badass. And I want people to keep being worried about the fact that there's like a dark undertone to your guidance.
Right.
And my mom watched it and was like, it was so good. And I was like, Mom, sorry, it's a little crazy. Love you. How did you feel?
I loved it. It was fantastic.
If you were not a wrestling fan and saw that, would it like interest you at all?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We're going to keep pushing that out. Peter, I got to be honest, I got to pee really bad.
Oh yeah. Take a break.
Lucy. Congratulations, Peter.
Congratulations.
You looked great.
Oh, thank you.
So you're reminding me, I did actually meet another celebrity. I met alternate universe you.
Okay.
Darian Bingston, who we had on the podcast,
Yeah.
is really good childhood friends with the producer of Caleb Heron's podcast, So True, and that's Chance.
Okay.
And I got to meet Chance for the first time at the produce show, and I was just like the vibe immediately was like, oh, I know who you are to Caleb, because you're the Peter to the Caleb, and it's awesome. It was so cool.
That rules.
I don't know if Caleb's a big wrestling fan, and I'm not trying to like celebrity sugar the new star of the Devil Wears Prada 2. But I am going to say, Caleb, if you ever want to come to a gay wrestling show, okay, Chance can vouch for me. I'm very good at the wrestling. We can team up if you want. And you want to hit someone really hard with a chair. I have this guy, Pero. He's a giant bear. He's been torturing twinks, and somebody's got to put an end to it. Caleb, if you would come and beat up Pero with a chair, the whole world on pay-per-view and live would cheer dramatically and wildly. And you may be saying, oh, when is that supposed to happen? Well, there's going to be more brunches, but right now, Big Gay Brunch UK with TNT Extreme is on September 26th in Liverpool, England. So if you want to come out to England and hang out and have a few, they've got gravy meat pies there. And that's, besides the curry, about the only thing that's edible in the whole country. Please come, and we can beat up people with chairs, or we can wait until WrestleMania next year and we can get really crazy. And wherever that ends up being, not Saudi Arabia. I could break the news here of where WrestleMania is actually going to take place, but I'm not going to do it because I got insider information about like if the war continues at this rate, this is where our deposits are on backup. So I don't know. It could be a fun Midwestern time. I'll say that. Caleb, please come beat people up with a chair. I've tried to have girls from RuPaul's Drag Race on the show before, and they've agreed. And then at the last second, RuPaul's Drag Race like event teams and like publicity people are like, "Wait, is there going to be violence at these events?" And I was like, "Well, we were going to have her hit somebody with a chair," and they're like, "Absolutely not. We're pulling everything." So hopefully, your manager will let you hit someone with a chair, because I think you are a perfect pro wrestler. You are tall, you are strong, you have personality, and you're going to look so cool swinging that chair. Me and Darian actually had a conversation. And Darian, I met Darian's girlfriend, and Darian's a straight guy. But, you know, like, we're aware. And we were like, Caleb with that stubble in the, like, button-up green shirt. And I was like, was hot as fuck, right? Yep. And we both agreed. I think you in, like, a stone-cold cut-up tank top, big steel chair, boom, right to the face of Perro, right to this freaking head, would be so cool. So cool. All right, that's all I got to say about that. Chance, thank you. Nice to meet you. I hope you enjoyed the show. I really enjoyed the show. Side note, John Gresham pitched something crazy to me, and I don't want to give it away.
Not John Grisham.
Not John Grisham, John Gresham. John Grisham is a loser who writes about stupid court cases because he can never have real friends. He has to legalize everything and make it a mystery. Jonathan Gresham is a very good professional wrestler.
You don't want to plug the new John Gresham book that just came out this week?
What's it called? Yeah, exactly. Probably like Forlorn Jury Squad or something stupid. Yeah, John Gresham, we're on to you and your lame ass. Oh, it's court drama. Nobody wants to go to court anymore. America's been suing too many people. We're sick of this. John Grisham. But John Gresham did pitch something where basically they're going to lock me in a warehouse for like 2 months, and I'm going to come out and be the sassiest World of Sport wrestler of all time. And I agreed, and we're going to do it, and we're going to see what happens.
Wait, what?
You know, like old cheeky British grappling.
Oh yeah,
but gay.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just go in there, and he's gonna.
But why are you locked in room for?
I mean, I'm not really locked in a room, but like, you know, we're gonna get down to business and do some like serious learning and training.
Yeah.
Until I become the cheekiest little bugger of all time, just in time. Just in time, he's a cheeky little bugger. It's going to be incredible. I'm very excited. I'm going to be going to the seminar in August, so pretty wild stuff here in Atlanta. I think there's only like one spot left, or it may have already been filled, but Modern Age Grappling, they've got some sick coaches on the squad. I actually saw, I think, all the coaches this weekend. I saw Adam Priest, I saw John Gresham, I saw Ryan Clancy, and I saw Darian Bengtson. So it's a lot of guys I already know, and I like learning from people I know because then you know them, you know? Yeah. Peter, do you want to talk about movies?
Let's talk about movies.
I think we saw like
the greatest pairing of two films that could have been put together.
Yeah,
like definitely be
a perfect double feature.
Yeah.
A perfect double feature. We watched, now what is this guy's name?
Rade Jude.
Rade Jude, whose movie, what was the movie about honky tonks fucking or something? What is this? The Looney Tune fucking...
Bad Luck Banging.
Full title, Peter.
Bad Luck Banging or Looney Porn.
Okay. I did not like this film.
No, you didn't.
But AI Dracula was one of the best films I've ever sat through over the course of 2 days. I can't believe this film exists. I don't even know how to conceptually... I guess I can. There's a director who is using AI to try to make the perfect Dracula film. And so what we are watching are the AI'd versions, which are not all AI. They're actual actors, but we're supposed to be seeing what the AI has created when he sets parameters for this film.
Maybe 5% actual AI images,
and it's done purposely bad.
It's done purposely bad, and to like keep it within the framing device, but part of it is just like, so here's the AI story, and then it's just like kind of bad camcorder footage,
Right,
of real human beings,
right, just like poorly lit. It is offensive and insane and keeps just like being the most ADD film I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it just keeps going into like the most absurd reaches to where like you would expect a film like this to wrap it up in a way that was like satisfactory to the story presented so far. And they just keep going into the darkest corners of what's possible. And I don't know how you script a movie like this without just losing your mind.
Yeah.
It is available on Canopy. I don't know where else you can find it. It is just called Dracula, but it
came out last year. So
came out
Dracula
last year.
2025.
Well, I remember you bringing it up and you were like, should we be watching this AI Dracula movie? And I was like, absolutely not. And you were like, but it's like part of, and I was like, no. And then you put it on and I was like, holy shit. They're roasting AI from start to finish.
Yes.
They fucking hate it.
Yeah.
They're just pointing out every time how, like, when you give these parameters to AI, it's going to be literal or wrong or, you know, cut my sandwich down the middle and it's the wrong middle kind of a thing. I loved it. I ended up falling asleep during part of it, and so I went back and rewatched it again, and it turns out I had not missed as much as I had thought.
Right.
But it was harrowing, and I was just cracking up, like genuinely cracking up at this guy. I don't think Romanian people are okay. I'm sorry to the Romanians out there that are listening to us. Make sure we turn on the translate on Instagram so the Romanians can hear us. I'm sorry, y'all. It seems like a lot's going on for y'all. And then you also remember that, like, Transylvania, Romania, that whole thing, like, this is culturally, like, their Johnny Appleseed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
This is built into every part of their...
They go to the place where the legend was born, you know, the castle or whatever, and it's just a gift shop.
Yeah.
It's just this tacky gift shop with tourists filming everything, and it
is, I don't know how to recommend it better, but I will say sitting in, so I was nervous you would say no, and you said yes, and it was great. It made Minions that much better.
It really did. It really did.
Minions and Monsters for me is like, it's like the best movie I've seen in a while. At no point was I not just like locked into joy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's also in a similar vein to Shrek. The Minions versus a Toy Story or a Pixar or this, it does reference the rest of the world in a way that Pixar seems a little nervous to do. Like, you're not going to get like inside culture jokes with that in the same way that like a Shrek who's like, I don't know. There's the whole WWE wrestling scene in Shrek that like I always kind of think too of like, they're fine referencing things that exist in the world, and the Minions are.
They've been
good
doing
at
a
it.
Cops bit for like the whole run too, right? Yeah,
yeah, where they,
yeah,
the fairy tale cops are going around, and it looks like from the trailer, we're gonna get BBL Gingerbread Man, which is actually the only thing I've ever wanted. Ooh, look at it shake! I'm so excited for Shrek. I knew something was a little wrong with me. Like, I don't know what kind of tism it is.
yeah.
I realized when the Chuck E. Cheese commercial came on before Minions started that like everything I like is for children and I don't like children really, you know? I mean, reference the first of the episode, I beat up a 10-year-old. And then I realized we were in a children's movie. It did seem like there was only maybe one child in the 10 o'clock showing.
Yeah. We were down in front with two other gentlemen that were doing the same thing that we were doing. I did notice them hitting their vape repeatedly through the movie, and it made me feel like it was okay to just be laughing my ass off at this thing.
I was losing it.
I want to go back and like catch all the little Easter eggy kind of things because it just jam packs a bunch of stuff in there. But there are so many just laugh out loud hysterical moments in this movie.
Mm-hmm. But there's also big, deep messages, Peter.
Yeah.
Really deep messages.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have the Harvey Weinstein Cthulhu, played by Trey Parker,
Yeah.
who they summon and who becomes kind of their producer buddy. And then as soon as things get rolling, what does he do? He calls in the mother of all beasts, Irene, which I think is like the greatest AI representative we've
Yeah.
had in movies,
Yeah.
where it's like not only is it looking at everything, it is consuming everything and destroying it for its own gain without taking in any of the artistic necessity, and they want to just eat it until it stops. This is the best thing Jesse Eisenberg's done since he was in The Social Network, I think. As Dort.
Dort. Yeah.
Dort?
Dort rules.
Dort rules.
Dort's awesome.
Dort's incredible. More people should be like Dort. I also think Dort is really good, like, non-binary representation these days. Because at no point is there like Dort is man. It's like Dort is Dort, and the women want to get the right to vote, and he's like, we should definitely help the women vote.
That is one of the most insane things in this movie, is going a literal like section of the movie going from one scene to the next is the minions join the women's suffrage movement.
Right.
Cut to other minions in Antarctica with baby Cthulhu.
Right. I will say this, there's always been a little bit of controversy with the minions that there aren't women minions.
Yeah.
Women minions. And we do see in one of the post-credit scenes that they wish for a woman minion to be there. But I don't think the minions have any kind of gender.
No.
I think they're genderless. And I think that Dort has that one line that kind of stuck with me that's like, do you think women are equal, is what the girl asked him. And he goes, I think that everyone is equal in that you're all going to be overtaken on this planet by my spaceship. Like, everyone's equal because you're all going to be overtaken by the spaceship.
Because you're in the dominion of Zort now.
Yeah. It's really pretty to think that women got the right to vote because of the minions.
Because of the minions. Yeah.
And I hope more women go see the minions, because I think that they'll really enjoy how sensitive and fun they are. But they are also looking to cause trouble at every turn. And to see the decisions that the minions make turn things into complete disasters that they can end up saving. It was a love letter to movies. It was Bananabalon?
Yeah.
Bananabalon? Yeah, I'm figuring it out.
There were scenes in that movie that were just straight rips from Babylon.
Yeah. They even had the elephant come into the party.
Yeah.
And they also just, like, every type of movie was represented. There was black and white silent films. There were action films. There were, Discovery of the Monster films. There were military films. There were space films. It was just like the minions fit into movies everywhere. Movies are minions, and minions need the movies. And I think Nicole Kidman should become a minion in real life.
Okay.
I think she should get minion
surgery?
Yeah.
Okay.
Banana. La dick. What's your favorite thing about minions, Peter?
Their optimism.
Yeah. They're very optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
Very fun. My favorite thing about minions is that they wear overalls.
Yeah.
I do like that, they were historically shown to be around for a very long time, but they finally found their overalls, and we get to see the moment.
Okay, I want to say there was a moment at the beginning of the movie where I was enjoying myself, I was laughing, having a good time, and it's like first 5 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
And you are next to me just fucking losing it. Just some of the purest joy that I have felt radiate from another human being. And I had a moment where I went, I love how much he loves this.
I love the minions.
It was so contagious, the joy that you had, and I felt that was sitting with me for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
To where it was just like, I don't know, this moment of like, no, it's okay to love the minions.
Yeah.
Minions are great.
Yeah.
You should love the minions.
I think it's a real, like, it's a litmus test for, like, do you allow pure joy into your life?
Yeah.
And if you don't, then, like, they're going to annoy you, and you're going to be like, this is stupid, but, like, what's the joke? But if you do, you're going to go, banana.
It's so European in its sensibility. It reminds me so much of like just absurdist Mr. Bean kind of.
It's got a little Asterix in there.
A little bit of
and
Asterix
the way
for
that they
sure.
move around and do stuff and get.
And I mean, that was when they were fighting the fake Viking warriors in their little like screen test thing.
Yeah.
It was just flashbacks to my childhood and reading those comics and, you know, just the like frenetic, you know, we're drinking the magic potion and we're fighting and Gerard Depardieu is there for some reason.
Well, yeah, of course. They really didn't rely as much on the humans.
Have you ever seen any of those live action Asterix films?
I have seen trailers of them. I think we may have watched one in my French class in high school with Madame Trebuchet. But I wasn't like choosing it out of. Yeah.
Absolute nightmares.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I can believe that. They like the minions carry this story. There's like a scene where they don't speak English for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Yeah. I love that you can understand everything that they're saying just from like context clues, you know. So many language mix-ins that made it was so fun, and you know, even like saying thank you in Chinese.
Yeah.
At the end there when he's getting
they've had a lot of big bosses.
Banana.
Oscar.
It's just, and then the fucking, you know, silent era film jokes that are in there.
Yeah, I mean, they do like their version of The Artist where they're like, the sound has come and the minions are pushed out of Hollywood because they can't speak.
Yeah.
They can't.
Oh, God.
And you haven't seen any other Despicable Me or Minions films, so now you have 6 more to watch.
I think I'm one and done. I think I'm going to go see this a million more times. And
what about the other?
I don't care about Gru. I saw him get turned into a dog.
And a pig.
It was pretty
funny.
I'm
glad I could at least get you on that one, but maybe,
Did they laugh like that in every movie?
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I love how they laugh.
I think I got to get a Minions face tattoo.
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Just like the band and the eye across my forehead? You don't think so? Damn. Well, everyone should go see Minions. Some people should go see AI Dracula. If you're anything like me, me recommending this to you should make like there be a little bit of a burn in your heart and your stomach, because that's what it felt with me. And then I watched it and I went, he's taking the piss. These Romanians are taking the piss. If you think that the British are dry, my God, it's the driest shit I've ever been a part of.
Yeah.
Well, if you want more movie podcasts, bonus episodes, stuff from our Movie John program, including the upcoming Jim Jarmusch, and we just did Barry Lyndon, as well as the Weekend at Vince's, which is our beautiful foray into WWE films, check out the Patreon, weekendateffys.com. You can support these little puppies here. You can support these babies here by supporting us at weekendateffys.com. If you're already on there, thank you. You rock. I love it. Ask us some more questions. We've got more interviews coming out next. Like I said, Poya Damar, CPA, Jonathan Gresham, Carrie Morton, Rob Shit. Rob Shit should come out pretty soon, I think.
Yeah.
I think we need that. And I'm just excited for where the podcast is headed. We've got a lot of stuff coming up. So buckle up. Check the comments. Check the tour dates. Come see me. And if I'm not at your local promotion, demand it. Demand Effy be there.